Hi there, my name's Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm checking out the JBL Pro Connect app for the JBL EON Compact. So I know there's a lot of JBL EON Compact owners out there, and we were told a while ago that that product will be moving into the JBL Pro Connect app that you see on the screen. So there's two reasons why I'm making this video today. You probably know that on my channel I made a video explaining why I don't currently use or recommend the JBL PRX1 or the EON 1 Mark II. Mostly it was down to the app. So this video today will serve two purposes. First of all, I'm going to show you what this new app is like for JBL Compact owners, because I still have a JBL Compact. The second thing is I will be able to revisit the app. There's been at least two updates now since I made that video, including this one. We can revisit it and I will give you my thoughts on its current implementation. I want to make this really clear. Based on my previous experience, there may be some negativity here. I don't want this to be a negative bashing video. Anything I say here is my own opinion and is just here as constructive criticism. I really hope I find no problems, and I really hope if I do that it'll be constructive criticism that will just make this app even better. I want to see this succeed. I do think there's a few features in the JBL EON Compact and the JBL products that are really great. And I also think this app is one of the most functional apps there is. Technically, I just have some issues with some of the interface things. Having said that, let's explore it together today. And if you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell. The first thing I'm going to do is take you back in time to the previous app that we had before. And you have to remember, once you upgrade the firmware on your JBL Compact, which you do through this new app, which is available on the App Store and the Android Store, you have to use the new app with it. You can't go back and use your old app. So if you love that old app, don't update the firmware or install the new app, of course. Let's take a quick look to remind ourselves what that app was like, because I always really liked that app. So here it is, and straight away you can see it works in landscape mode and it's more colorful. Also, right away, we get the option of a demo mode, which is not in the new app currently. I think this is really great to have. You tap on that, and again, fills the screen, colorful, it's all right there. Remember, this app isn't currently working. This is why I'm using the demo mode, because I've got the new firmware installed on the speaker. But look, a quick overview of this. I really liked it. It was all very easy to use. You tap on mixer. Everything is easy to press. Everything is big. It fills the screen. If you want to turn the volume up, you just put your finger there and bring the volume up. It works very well. You can change between mic and line. You can turn phantom on and off. You can go into EQ, and I always love the EQ on this thing. You can select the band. You can say, right, I want to boost the gain. I want to change the frequency. And I want to make it really narrow like that. And then I can scan through like this. Actually, it's interesting what we're seeing on the screen right now. You see the way it's kind of glitching like that? That is what happens in the new app. So you'll see that when I come to it, or at least it was what would happen in the past. Doesn't really matter, but if you make that wider, then it's a lot smoother, you see? That's perfect now, almost perfect. The wider you make it, the more perfect it is. Again, doesn't really matter, but I'm going to be critical today. I'm looking for polish and I'm looking for problems. Bear that in mind. I'm here to see if you want to update the new app or not. So all this worked great for me. It's got some things in here the other one doesn't have. It's got the landscape mode, the demo mode. It's more colorful. I do like this app. Let's see if the new app is an improvement or not. So here is the new app. Now we're in portrait mode. First of all, I want to just say the update process is pretty easy. All I did was go to more at the bottom right, firmware update, and check for firmware and installed it. It tells you on the screen now what to do. I notice there's some text information there, which is really great. Straight away, I do see something I want to address. I have the latest iPhone 14 Pro Max. They just announced the 15, but this is the Pro Max with the dynamic island. And although it looks fine on your screen right now, if you look at the phone, the word update is behind the island, so you can't read it. So I think it's worth mentioning that. There's some interface things there right away that don't make sense on these phones. And now the new phones are all going to have the dynamic island. So I think that should be addressed there, because right now I can't see what it says. But the update process was very easy. I just ran the update. It did take quite a long time. Don't do it at a gig. In fact, if you're going to update firmware on any speaker, always do it ahead of time at home in case something does go wrong. It does happen with firmware updates on all products. So it did take a while, but it worked fine. It told me what to do. I removed it from the Bluetooth list on the settings. I then went back to the app, deleted it, and added it again. And then it worked. I also restarted the speaker as well. I did a factory reset as well. So no issues there. That was all very smooth. Another thing I've noticed is I can't just swipe left on the edge of the screen to go back. I have to tap on that arrow at the top left, which is okay, but I would like the ability to swipe left on the screen. I think that'd be quite nice. But let's go back to setup in the bottom left here. Tap on add speakers, add your speaker. It shows up there. It shows the battery life. I'm currently charging it. You can rename it. You can delete it. All that stuff is there. It all looks fine. I still don't think this looks as nice as the old app. I don't think it looks very modern, but I do think it looks professional, if that makes sense. But I think the look of the whole app could be more appealing. But for me, the functionality is the most important thing. Don't get me wrong. So I'll tap on the speaker there, the JBL EON 1 Compact. And here we go. We have the same interface as with the PRX1 and their other products that are now all using the same app, which gives me a lot of hope because they're putting everything into this one app so they can just focus on this single app now and not several apps. It does make sense, and many companies are now doing this. There's a few features missing. It doesn't pick up all the features from the other products. It still has the features that it came with initially. So it doesn't have the anti-feedback suppressor. It does have the duck mode, which means it will lower your music when you're talking. Great for DJs. So basically it has the same features as the other app, but in this new interface, this new look. Let's go through a few of the features. Let's try a few things out. And I've recorded an acoustic guitar loop just so I can show you the EQ and the effects and things like that without playing the guitar today. At the very bottom, we have our master volume. Now, this was a problem for me before, and it looks like it will still be a problem for me now. If I want to change the master volume, I have to click on the dot right at the bottom of the screen, that yellow blob there. You see what happens? I'm not doing this on purpose. This is what happens. On the iPhone, I'll leave this in the video because it really just happened to me. And now it's actually disconnected as well. So that's annoying. It's still losing connection. I believe that is being fixed soon. Right, now it's back again. So now I can go back in there. But what happens is, that line at the bottom is a part of the interface on the iPhone. It's how we go home. It's how we change apps, by swiping and interacting with that line. I know I'm being super critical already. I told you this is coming from a good place, all right? That volume level is too close to the line. So when unless the dot is all the way over here, you see, that's fine. I can grab onto that. Now, even then I can't. Even then it's moving everything. So that's the first thing. And now I've accidentally quit out of that screen and lost connection. If it reconnected straight away, I could go back in, but even then, I don't want that to happen in the app. It's throwing me out of the experience. It's causing me a lot of stress at my show, okay? So I'm going back in. Now, they have added the plus and minus buttons, and they are really good. So I can just tap on the plus to bring that level up, and the minus. So I could just use those for everything. But with a slight change to this interface, I wouldn't need to. And it's much more effective to quickly raise volume with a swipe than it is to press on the plus and minus. What I think is they should bring everything up higher. Like you see at the top of the screen, there's a big gap where that lady's face is. Everything could be moved up. Give me more of the gap at the bottom of the screen. Bearing in mind, we've got that dynamic island at the top of the screen, which you can't see on the screen because I'm screen sharing. But bring everything up. In fact, let me just show you what that looks like. That's the dynamic island that is blocking text on some screens. And that is the line at the bottom, which is causing the problem when trying to change the volume. It's too close. So yeah, bring everything up. The interface needs to be tweaked. It's still causing me a problem. I can use the plus and minus, but I want to be able to swipe as well. And also, if you can bring everything up a bit and rejig that around, I won't have to scroll up and down as much like here. So you have to go all the way up and down here. There's kind of a lot of wasted space there, I think. It could be closer together. So I think this just needs to be jigged around a bit. Is that a technical term? Anyway, let's keep going. So we can switch between mic and line. We can change the volume of the channel. You see, the channel's a lot easier. Look. And let's see if this is working better now as well, because I used to say I want to go to -10 and it was a problem. So now, well, it's interesting. I still can't just go to -10. It's either -9 or -11. In fact, I can't go in single increments. I can only go by 2 dB. And I guess that's not a problem, but yeah, you can't go to the exact number you want. It'd be good to click and hold on that number and type in what you want, but you can't do that either. So that would be a good thing to add. I don't know why I can't just slide my finger and have that granular number. Why can't I just go to -10? Other apps can do it. Okay, so let me tap on EQ for channel 1. You see, here we go. There's a massive box at the top. Now, the reason for that is if you tap on that, it takes you back. So that is fine, but it's too big. And we've got a backwards arrow there anyway to go back. Bring everything up to the top of the screen. If we bring everything up to the top of the screen like this, yes, my dynamic island again is cutting off text, which is a problem, I guess, all the time. But if I bring it down slightly, you see, now I can see everything on the screen and I can go back with the arrow. That works great. I don't understand why we have like a quarter of the screen used up by that back space. It doesn't make sense to me. So we have our presets, we have our EQ, and let's try that on here. So if I want to do a EQ on, say, number 3, I select number 3. That's easy enough. Turn the gain to maximum. That's great. And then the width. So once again, like on the other app, if the width is wide and I go through, nice and smooth, works well. And this is a great EQ, probably the best EQ on any of these products, by the way. But if I make that really narrow, I get the same problem as before on the other app where, look, it's all going kind of haywire. Does it really matter? No. I would like to see that just look smoother eventually. So there's that. So that's all good. And we have our presets here, so I can select acoustic guitar. It does take a couple of seconds to load the preset, but it does it. And there's the preset there. And then if you want to load another preset, male ballad, that works well. And then to change something, you just tap on that frequency and change it here. And then it asks you if you want to put it back to custom while you're doing that. Yes. Oh, now it. Oh, okay. So it's loaded it as a custom preset now. That's how it works. Okay. So you load up a preset, make a change, save it to custom basically, and it kicks you back to custom, and you've got your custom preset. Okay. To reset everything, reset custom EQ, it resets it all flat again. That all works fine. So let me try playing my loop now, and let me do some EQ adjustments so you can hear what's actually happening. All right, so that's the acoustic guitar going straight in with a pickup. And I'm going to sweep through to find a problematic frequency. So I'll boost the gain. Make it fairly narrow, and then sweep through. That works great. So I hear that whistle tone. If you've got headphones on, you can hear it. And then I can take it all the way down to -9 dB. That's great. That works really well. Bass will cut all the low end, like a shelf, or raise it. And treble will do the same on the treble side. Yeah, that sounds great. That works great. Very fast, very functional. But again, one thing I've noticed is the gain, look, 1.8, -1.8 to -3.6. Well, what about everything in between those two? There's a massive, it just jumps. It doesn't give you any kind of granular option. It just jumps around. Let me check the other EQ that I did. So on 2, 1.99, 1.98, that is more granular. You can go into, yeah. Okay. So they are, but the treble and bass ones are not as granular as the main ones. But the main ones are great. They are the best EQs on any product. They work really well. Some other products don't even have that ability. Like the Bose systems in their app don't have the ability to do that. And in fact, most of them don't. I think the EV does, but the EV Tower doesn't. So that section works really well now. But yeah, like I said, I don't understand the big space at the top of the screen. So I'll go back again. I will say no bugs so far, just purely interface things that I think could be tweaked for me. There's lots of wasted space. I think this may have been designed for the Android phones and just ported over to the iPhone, but I think it needs to be optimized for the iPhone and for the iPad and for every device. Just one more thing I want to try really. we have our master EQ, which I always really loved. So you scroll all the way down the bottom, you've got mix settings, you've got the mute there, which is nice. You've got your effects settings, and you've got the EQ on the master. This EQ, again, that big space at the top, why doesn't it load up like this? And then bring it all up slightly. If you take away some of that wasted space a little bit, the reset EQ will also be down there just above that line, and everything will fit on one screen. And if you want to go back, look, you just tap the backwards arrow. The backwards arrow works absolutely fine. You don't need that space up there. I don't know what that's for. That needs to go. This is what I always love about this speaker. As well as the EQ we just saw, we've also got a global 8-band EQ and presets. So this is really great and really powerful. It does the same thing. I'll just test it out quickly. So here's band 4, frequency. This goes in increments of 5. Again, I'd like to see increments of 1, but there we go. Gain works fine. That looks pretty smooth. Width here. It's that same glitch when you go really narrow, but it's working. So yeah, you see frequency 2.98, 2.81. You can't go to the exact frequency. I'd love to hold down on there and type in the exact frequency, because sometimes we need to access an exact frequency. And then I'll just check the bass ones again like before. So there's no shelf there. We just do the same as on the other EQ. So 8 completely independent EQs. Really nice. Really, really powerful. But yeah, I'd like to see the ability to enter specific values on there. So I'll go back again. So let's see again, the backwards arrow works so well that I don't need that big space up the top. So there's EQ. It's interesting. When I go to the EQ on the master and go back, it takes me to the actual home screen, not the screen that we were on before there. Anyway, there we are. One more thing, really, effects. So effects on, and then effects settings. So again, look, what is that? What is this massive space? So effects settings, reverb. Now it pops up again, big space at the top. But I'm going to select the hall. I like hall. And again, you can then make those changes, and we've got the button. So if you do change a preset, you can then switch over to a custom mode, and then you make it a custom preset. So I'll leave it on the preset. Let's play that guitar and see what it sounds like. Nice sounding reverb, it really is. Let's go and do some more. Just check out the other ones. We've got delay. Again, down to a screen too much. So delay, turn that on, turn the chorus on, go back to that channel and see what they sound like on channel 1. You have to go to your sends and bring them up basically. So delay. There it is. Sounds good. And chorus. So that works. Not really a big fan of chorus, but some people like chorus, so it's good that it's there. Yeah, and then we've got the ducking mode there, and there's all the settings for that. Yeah, so all the features are there. So it's basically how I felt before. It's a great app functionally. It just still needs more polish. Now, would I use this at a gig? You know, I don't know. I like the functionality, and it seems better than it was. And some of the things I've said today are very superficial, but what I found before was it's one thing to sit here in my room and critique an app. When you're on stage and you're doing a wedding, and they're relying on you, someone comes up to give a speech and the volume is down like this, and you open the app. Well, first of all, if the app doesn't connect straight away, that's a problem. And other apps do connect straight away, like the EV app. So that's no excuse. Let's say they fix that. That's great. But then the minute I grab that volume because I'm in a rush, if I do it and the whole thing closes, and then I'm like, what happened? Especially if you're a new user. Well, what just happened? Oh, the app closed. Okay, find the app again, or pull up, select the app again, go back. Okay, let's do it again. Oh, it closed it again. That is not good. So yes, you can use the plus and minus. But look, what if you've got to bring that volume up from 0 to maximum? Like, they're ready to go. They're looking at you. All eyes are on you. You're up there feeling a bit stressed out anyway. You're in your suit, and you're standing there tapping on this little plus button. All right, hang on. I'm almost there. Okay, you can talk now. No, I don't understand. Like, no, now I'm lowering the volume again. It just takes forever. I just want to grab it and swipe it like that, and it just works every time. It's too close to the line. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. The app is better. I didn't want to complain today. I actually think it has gotten better. I really do. I hope this video is useful to you. Personally, I think it's great that they brought the compact into this app. I think they've done it too soon. I think if they fix the things that I mentioned today, which, okay, it's my opinion, but for me, if they fix the things I said today and then put it into this app, I think it would be amazing. And I think everyone would be very happy. Now, you might not agree with me. You might try this new app and say that you love it. But for me, for what I do and the way that I work, it's still not there. But it can be there with some interface tweaks. And like I said in my last video, I hope they get there. I really do. Once again, I am not here to judge or criticize. Everything today is constructive criticism that I'd love to see implemented to make this more suitable for the way that I would use it. The other apps for me do things a lot simpler, and I just simply never have any of these little issues. I feel much more comfortable using them at my shows, and I need to be comfortable at my shows. I cannot worry about something going wrong, and I can see a few reasons here why things could go wrong. So I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and ring the bell. And I welcome your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure a lot of people have already installed this and tried it. If you agree with me, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Please keep it as constructive as I have today. We're all here just to make these products better, right? But I hope today's video was informative to you. And I will, if I still have the speaker when they release more updates, which I'm sure they will, then I will happily revisit it. If I don't have the speaker anymore, obviously I can't hold on to stuff just to try apps and things. But if there are updates while I still have the speaker in my possession, I will do a follow-up video. But I hope this video has been useful to you and to JBL. Take care and be well. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.